What's up, guys? Welcome back to Digital Reset. Hope you're having a great day. And today I want to rant a little bit about the industry that I've been in for 10 years in cryptocurrency. And I've seen a lot of different cycles. And when I say cycles, it's every 4 years we have a bull run. That's usually when the market goes crazy and you see the prices go absolutely ballistic, right? You probably start seeing all over your timeline, Bitcoin talk everywhere. And I'm going to break down why I think this industry has kind of really suffered this cycle. And I don't only mean monetarily, right? Because there's Bitcoin's hit $120,000. It's amazing. We might even go further than that. Like, we don't know if the cycle's over yet, right? We could see Bitcoin go to 200K over the next year or two or whatever, right? So it's going to keep going up no matter what. The industry's growing, the infrastructure's growing. This industry is not going anywhere. It's going to keep exploding, but it's a very cyclical industry. So it's every 3 to 4 years you see big ups and big downs, and until we see anything different, you got to go off of that. So what happened this cycle? I'm sure if you've been in crypto or at least been like around crypto over the past 5 years, it seems a little slow now. You don't really see people talking about cryptocurrency on the timeline anymore. You don't. One of my biggest gauges is when I go to the grocery store, or if I go to like a family gathering, right? Everyone knows I'm in crypto. Usually people want to know how to get into it. They just have all these questions. They've heard this and that. There's none of that anymore. Everybody, like, I don't even get asked anything about crypto anymore when I go most places. So what happened this cycle? This was supposed to be the cycle where altcoins, which are, the alternative coins to Bitcoin, they were supposed to go ballistic. They were supposed to run up. There's so many people that have big bags in a lot of these altcoins that just really didn't do anything, and they all underperformed. And that goes for Ethereum. I mean, Solana did well considering the drop it had off, right? Like, it dropped all the way down to $13, ran all the way back up to over 200. So that's a pretty good run, right? And it kind of segues into what I think is wrong with the industry and what happened. We went through a thing called the meme coin cycle, right? So meme coins completely took over everything. And what a meme coin is basically just a token that's created that has some type of meme attached to it. There's no real utility. You can add utility, but for the most part, it's not really a utility coin. It's just something where a bunch of people get together and they just say, this is the coin we want to run up. This is the coin we want to invest in. We're believing in community. Everybody buys it and everyone holds it. And then they go to insane numbers. And that actually happened early in this cycle. So I would say a few years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, we had some coins that were meme coins that ran up in the billions. You have like Pepe. You still have some meme coins that are still, some of the top coins in the industry. But we had an explosion, and there was coins running up to 1 billion or 500 million left and right. And there's a platform called Pump.Fun. Now, what Pump.Fun is a platform where you can basically launch a token on Solana in seconds with a few dollars. So it doesn't cost you anything. Anybody in the world can launch a token, right? You can go to the site. There's a list of the tokens there. You get to decide if you want to buy into it. You can sell it right there on the platform. So what it did is open up meme coins to the entire world, right? So like, you don't even really have to be a crypto person. 30 minutes on the internet, you could figure out how to launch one of these coins, and you can have your own meme coin. So what happened? Well, it obviously took all the attention, right? So this cycle, money was flowing into a lot of other coins, but all the attention was on meme coins because everybody is addicted to the multiples. Everybody sees the stories on the timeline about, I made 100x. Oh my God, I made $1 million off of 1,000. And these are real stories. That does happen to people. But it siphoned all the attention from the industry, right? So all of retail that came in to the industry, they usually come in through things like meme coins, right? And now you have the entire world has access to be launching these coins. So you have something like 50,000 tokens launched a day, right? And it's probably more than that. It's probably, across all platforms and chains, it's probably more than 50,000 coins a day. So what does it do? It waters down the entire industry. It kind of devalues what a token even is. When anybody can just launch a coin, right? And it just kind of takes away the value of what a token is to people. And probably the worst part about it is, what does it do? It opens up the floodgates for people just trying to scam you. It opens up the floodgates for the bad people too. And they're usually going to be a lot more ahead of the curve on things. The guys that are out there just trying to siphon money and just screw everybody, they're working harder than everyone else. And they're getting real good at it. So what happened? A bunch of people came into the industry, and a lot of people that are in the industry, like myself, you go where the money is, right? Like in crypto, you don't, wherever the value is and the money is and the attention is, you're trained to go there because that's where you're going to make your money. So the biggest guys in the industry everyone was trading meme coins this cycle. Everybody. I was getting calls from billionaire dudes that have tons of money in other projects and utility plays. They pump the brakes on their projects, and they started getting into meme coins because that's where the attention and the money is. So what happens is the entire market suffers. So when attention's gone and you don't have retail coming into things like real projects that have been grinding and working for the past 4, 5, 10 years, and all they want to do is jump into meme coins because that's all they're inundated with, they get wrecked. A lot of people lose a lot of money. And at some point, when enough people are scammed and enough people lose money and enough people realize that, wait a minute, 99% of this in this industry is nonsense and bullshit, they're going to leave and they're not going to come back, at least not right away. So this is why I mean in the title, and I could break it down a lot more, but that's just an overarching view from being in the industry for 10 years now, very similar to the NFT craze last cycle. NFTs, little different, right? So you have art that's attached to basically a token, but it's the same premise. You can launch an NFT. There doesn't have to be anything connected to it. People are aping into it and buying it. Price is going up. It's crashing. Everyone's pissed off. They don't come back, right? So meme coins they're all tokens at the end of the day. Everything in crypto is a token. They just attach a bunch of other nonsense to it to make it seem like it's something different. But at the end of the day, it's a token that you're buying, and you want the price to go up. Price goes down. Everyone's mad. Now, to get to the second part of the title of the video is, why is it the best time to get into crypto? Okay, well, here's something to think about. We're sitting at, I don't even know how many $1 trillion there are in the industry. You have governments coming in, buying up coins. You have Trump that supports it, whether you like him or not. You have entire countries that have basically adopted it as a currency. The entire world is adopting crypto. Bitcoin, probably the most valuable asset in the history of mankind, right? That's not going to stop. That's not going to slow down. And in my opinion, what's going to happen is all of those projects that are real projects that have real tech behind them, real utility, real teams, people that have been working and grinding and really trying to get their projects to the next level, well, they haven't stopped, right? And a lot of those projects are diamonds in the rough. But I think the next cycle that comes around, or even, I think I already kind of see the shift, is people are starting to look for real projects again. And it's inevitable that people are going to want the real things, right? When you have so much crap and slop, what does it do? It sucks for a while. It has to bottom out, and then everyone says, wait a minute, I still love this industry. I still want to get involved in things. Let me jump into something that's real. Let me go look around and see what actually makes sense. Meme coins aren't going anywhere. They're going to be here forever. We love to gamble. I trade meme coins all day long. It's pretty much all I did this cycle. But I've taken a step back, and I'm watching the landscape, and I'm seeing it's just not worth it right now. Your odds of making money on a meme coin has gone down insanely low. So I'll trade things when I see my percentages are high. When the market's booming and things are doing well, that's when you want to trade. But what I am doing is I'm looking for projects that are very oversold or maybe underappreciated, that you can see people are working on things that they have real solid teams, and you can swoop those coins up for insanely low prices. Considering it, and you have to have your time horizon has to be a little longer, right? So over the next 3 years, where do you think this can go? Because we're probably going to head into somewhat of a bear market. I don't think things are going to crash like they did before, just because the infrastructure is so much bigger. But there's going to be a downturn, or just a sideways market, where there's things that are way oversold that have insane value. So that's what I'm looking for right now. And it's going to be people that are building real projects again. People are sick and tired of the nonsense. The casino's always going to be open. You're always going to be able to bet on meme coins, and I'll continue to do so because there is insane gains there. But it's been so watered down, and the retail and people that have come into the industry, everyone is so burnt out on it right now that you kind of needed it to happen. You need things to absolutely bottom out, burn out. You need people to switch their attention and understand that they're going to lose, and they've lost a bunch of money, and then things can pick back up, and things can get good again. And I believe that coming into the next cycle over the next 2 to 3 years, it's going to be utility plays. It's going to be something new. It's not going to be just people blindly throwing their money into a random coin that somebody sent you, right? So keep your eye open. And if you do want to be in this industry, play both sides. It's real fun to play with meme coins. Be very careful, because right now everyone's trying to extract. When people are losing money, the scammers come out and they go twice as hard. So it's a very dangerous game to play right now. And look for the good projects, look for good coins, or just invest in Bitcoin and just sit back and relax, or invest in Ethereum or any of the top 10 coins that you like. Do a little research and put your money there in the bear market. When the market heats up again, go ahead and gamble and go crazy and throw money in silly things, and you have a way better chance of making money. So that's why I say the crypto industry sucks right now. And I think it's a very shared sentiment around the industry. And it's not about money. It's about just the way people are moving, the sentiment. And I think that's going to shift. So right now, everything is always trying to be early. You always want to be early, or you want to get things on, you want to buy low and sell high. So right now is a good time to be looking at real projects, and keep an eye out for people that are building real things. That's my rant. Peace. Subscribe, like.